All right. Happy Thursday. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. We are going to go ahead and get started here. We've got a great challenge here from Kyle, who's probably on, or maybe he's not. I don't know. But happy to be here, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at what we got here. So. Let's see here. All right, so what we're doing here is we're going to be taking a look at the can you maintain rank. So you can see here we've got a dashboard here that what's interesting is if we open this Tableau workbook up in a new tab, what you're going to be able to see is that we've got a selected dimension. We're doing baseball data again. So we've got the selected person, and you can see that he's up at the top, but then you can see everybody else, right? And you can see that the rank of this person's metric is up here, and the actual, you can see the metric here and the rank up here. So that'll be something that we'll have to definitely take a look at. How do we show a different rank relative to the position that they're in the chart? So that'll be fun, because you can see here it's 32. And then whenever we scroll down here, you would assume that it goes 30, 29, 30, 31, and then 33, right? So, and then there's probably, and then over here we've got, some additional stats for this person, for the selected person. Basically, we're showing where they fall, as well as 5 above them and 5 below them, so you can kind of see kind of a zoomed in view of that person you do. And I'm sure there's probably I'm going to go ahead and select George Brett because he's a Kansas City Royal and that's my team. So I bet there's probably, there's interactivity here. So what you can see here is as you select a new person or a new as you select a new player, that player goes up to the top, their rank stays here, and then they fall in where you would expect them. So that's what we're gonna do, and it should be good. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and jump in. As you can see, I've already got this loaded up. Download the data from data.world, brought it into Tableau. It's a Microsoft Excel file. So here we go. All right. So, So what we need to do first, I'm just going to start building this simply here. And I think what we'll do, let's see, do we have war? Yes. Okay. So let's put war on text so we can see what their war is. Let's go ahead and sort this by total war, field descending war. Okay, let's just make sure we've got that. Babe Ruth, yep, first. Willie Mays, Ty Cobb, there we go. All right, so now we need some sort of a, and then I think what I'm going to do, there's probably a few ways to do this, but I think what I'm going to do is do this with set actions, just for funsies, just to make sure that I remember how to use set actions. Which, remember, if you're not familiar, set actions came out before, they came out before the parameter actions, so we kind of had to learn those first, and then we had to kind of go back and do it the easier way. I think parameter actions are a little bit easier to understand, but we'll go ahead and we'll do this with set actions. So I'm creating a set. I'm just going to call this set selected player set. And I selected Ken Giffrey Jr. so that he's there. There we go. And then what I can do here is I can just put in out here, like that. Now what I need to do is create an index to, and then we'll call this war index. Actually, I'll do this since I want them to all be together. So I'll do index under war, and that's just going to be index, the index function. And I'll bring this out and turn this into discrete. So we start to get our So now what we need to do is we need to figure out why. We need to figure out, as you can see right here, it's 1, and then this goes 2. And the reason for that is because Tableau says, okay, you automatically want to do this down, and I don't. So I want to do this by, I think what we'll do here is what we need to do. We don't want it, but we do want to sort it by specific dimensions. Well, why is that behind there? That maybe nope. I don't like that. Let's see. Let's see if that works. Nope. Weird. Okay. Still, we're not quite there yet. So let's do it this. So this is the old way of doing table calculations. We did before we had the in-sheet UI. We had to do it this way. Compute using field sort. Okay, so by name, and we want to sort this by war descending. Click apply. We'll see what we get. We don't get the right thing. Okay. Oh, and then maybe so that does that. That does this. But that restarts, and I want. So why is that? So I've messed this up. There we go. Okay, so weird. All right, so now we have that. We don't want that. If I remove this, then that goes away, and I get 32 here, which is where I want. Let's do war sum descending. Okay. Now let's bring the player set. And that's going to turn everybody there. Oh, I thought there it was. Okay, there it is. All right. Oh, yes. So, again, now is the custom sorting, is that something that I still need to do? It is. Okay, so, all right, so let's figure this out. So, again, it's okay to fumble around. Nothing wrong with that. But the key is being able to interpret why the right answer is the way it is. And just as you can see, this is why table calculations are one of the most requested features or challenges within Workout Wednesday. Whenever we survey the community, table calculations are one of the most requested challenges, because there's so many different ways with the partitioning and the addressing and the custom sorting and all that kind of fun stuff. Things get really, really weird. So now I've figured it out. Now let's see if I can reverse engineer why this works, right? So I'm partitioning it by, so I'm, the way that this is partitioning is I'm including both the in and out set, both the in and out, so for the set, right, and the player. And I'm not restarting, but I'm doing it at, and I don't even probably think I need this. Oh yeah, I do. Okay. Nope. All right, I do. Okay, we'll just leave it there. All right, so as you can see, it is at the level. So I need to include the set in the partition of and the addressing in order to compute the index. But I want it to compute at the level of whatever the deepest is, and the deepest is the last thing listed. So it's doing it at the level of name, and that's why we get this rank right here. And then we're not restarting, because I could say, do you want to restart every in and out set? And that would change my index war. This would be a 1 and this would be a 1, right? So we don't want to do that. And then the custom order is, how do you want us to index, right? So Tableau says, how do you want to index? Well, we want to index by whatever metric we've got, which is war, and by the sum, and we want it descending. So that's how that works. All right. So now, I think while I'm here, just to make sure this is working, let's go ahead and create a worksheet action. Well, one of the coolest things I learned from Rosario was you can actually create dashboard actions on worksheets. So typically you're not able to do that, but I'll show you how you can do that. So you go into add action. I'm going to change set values, and I'm going to see how the source sheet is sheet 1. If you click this drop down right here and you choose the data source, now when you add this worksheet to a dashboard, this worksheet, this action will come with it, because the source sheet is at the data source level, not at the individual sheet level. So it's kind of confusing, but it makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sheet 1, and this is where I want to do it. And the target set is the player selected set. Now, running the action will, on select, will do what? It will assign, add, or remove values from the set. Now, let's talk about the difference between assign and add. So with set actions, and this is where set actions differ from parameter actions. Parameter actions are single value entries, right? Unless you do some crazy parameter as a data source stuff, which is a completely different set of mind melting stuff. So if you want to do an action and you want to add more than one dimension members in your action, in your interactivity, that's where sets are going to come in, because assign values is one and only one, but add values is more than one, right? So if you can click multiple people and it will put multiple as you select into that into there. So, and then clearing the selection, we'll just keep the set values, right? We're not going to add all values. We're not going to remove all values. We're just going to keep the set as it is. And let's call this something nice. Let's call this selected, or select a player, right? Click OK. Click OK. And now what we'll do is we will see if I click on Ricky Henderson, what I would like to happen is Ricky Henderson to go up here, 12 remains up there, his value goes with it, and Ken Griffey Jr. comes down here into spot 32. So let's see if we've got that working. Yep, Ricky Henderson, 12, there's his value, and Ken Griffey Jr. is back here into 32. That's working the way that we wanted to. Now, let's go back. If you're following along, if you're building this as I go, just kind of take pause and just watch this next thing. So I'm going to go back into this action, and instead of assign values to the set, I'm going to add values to the set and click OK. Now watch what happens when I click Ken Griffey Jr. again. See? Now we have Ken Griffey Jr. also in there, and now we have George Davis in there, and now we have Rod Carew in there, right? Which is really interesting. So, perfectly good use case. I can think of a lot of different things that you could do this kind of action with, but just remember that's not what we're trying to do now, and it could get a little bit. It's certainly not going to work for the rest of our requirements here, but this is a really interesting use case to do that. Now, what's interesting about that is there's no way currently, we don't have yet a way to remove these players from the set. And as you can imagine, what we can do if we go back to actions, if we wanted to, I'm getting too far off, I'm going too far off a different tangent, but real quick, actions, worksheet, we'll add a new action, we'll change set values, we'll say remove a player from existing set, right? And we want to do it on the worksheet. We want to select worksheet 1. The target set is the selected player set, and now running the action will remove the values from the set, and we will keep the existing set values on select. Now, if I say, okay, let's remove Rod Carew. It doesn't work. Why not? See, I got too ahead of myself. I thought this would work. Remove values from the set on select sheet 1. Keep value, keep set values. Remove all values, add all values. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do either of those. I want to keep the set values, but I want to remove them. I want to remove them from the set. Why is that not working? Okay, well, see, this is what happens sometimes when you get going down a going down a rabbit hole or off on a tangent. You end up not making sense. So let's just go ahead and go back. Let's just go all the way back to. There we go. Now we're getting back to it. And now I've got just one person in the set. Let's go back to actions and let's just make sure we've got our proper one here. Assign values. So that's the difference between assign values and add values, right? So pretty cool stuff. All right, so just to make sure, let's make sure you see Cal Ripken Jr. He goes up to 21. Now we can start doing some fun stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here. Well, we can start to do some simple formatting here. So we've got the number here. So what I'm going to do is right click on the 21, format, on the header, my number format, go to custom. Actually, what I'm going to do is number, no decimal places, prefix the number sign. Just like that, right? What I'm also going to do, let's see, do we have a name for it? Okay, we don't, so we'll go ahead and hide field labels for rows. We'll also hide our set value, our set header. We'll uncheck show header on that. We will, I don't know, do we need it? Well, we'll figure out tooltips later. That's not what we need to do now. All right, we'll move war up to rows so that we get our value. We will add our set. We'll add our set dimension to color. And let's see, did he give us values? Yes. All right, so highlighted is this value. Excuse me. And we'll go edit colors. In is this color. out is this color. And that changes that. Now what we'll also do is we'll do show mark labels, but we want to show them on the inside like that. And I think we've got this at a medium bold type, and I think we've got match mark color, something like that. Let's see. Let's see here. I think that looks good. Let's see, what else can we do? So I think that pretty much. All right, let's do some other formatting. Looks like we've got it in larger font, format, header. We want maybe a 12. What's that look like? Maybe not a 12. Maybe we're just gonna go here to 11. Looks like we've got this on a little bit darker. It looks like it's pretty black. Yeah, we need to give some more space in between, so we'll just drag our row divider. We'll just drag that down to give that a little bit more space in between each. And we need to, so this is what, 11 medium black. So we also need to do that to this one. Medium, 11 black. And then we just need to bring this guy down so he's right next to it. All right, next we need to, we'll go ahead and go to our borders. We'll remove our row borders. Looks like we still have column borders, which is fine. But we also need to add, actually, we need to bring back our row dividers. And instead of, we need to change the level of them, right? So he's got the level at the set level, right? As opposed to the individual row level. So what we'll do is we'll go here, and there it is. And the row, the header is this dashed line. So the header is dashed, right? While that is that. Oh, and looks like we also have a border on these. So we'll go here, and it looks like nope, not that one. It is this darker color is also the border for all of the others. So we'll go here, just do that, sure that, there we go. That looks good. Okay. All right, what else? I think that pretty much does it. Another thing we'll do real quick, go ahead and copy this again. I'm lazy. I'm not going to type all that stuff out. You guys don't need to see me type and misspell words and have to do all that again. So I'm just going to go in here and do that. And I'll do that for here. Oh, yep. Yep. All right. And then I'll go. Yep. All right. So we've got this. That's looking good. And we'll call this war. So a lot of people have been asking, what in the world does the war statistic mean? War stands for wins above replacement. What does that mean? That means how many wins will you get? How many wins can you expect to have with Babe Ruth in the game over the average player? Right? So the replacement is the average player, right? So you put, so putting Babe Ruth in a game in his era, in his games, was worth 162 extra wins over the average player, right? So that's that's what that means, which is pretty incredible. Now again, you also have to understand that in his time, in Babe Ruth's time, Babe Ruth was the Mount Everest in Kansas, right? He was a giant among ants. So that's why he's so much bigger. That's why he was so great. So, all right. Let's see. What are we gonna do now? Let's just duplicate this. So we keep all of our formatting, right? Well, hold on. Before we do that, let's look at our tooltips here. Babe Ruth, 162.7, ranked 1. All right. So we've got name. And we've got value. And we'll unbold that. Wins above replacement war. Ranked. Oh, yeah, I don't need that. That's not that one. This is this one. Yep. All right. So now I've got my, let's see, do we have a, nope, we don't. All right, good deal. That's right, because we are showing the value on the bars, we don't need the axis. So we'll go ahead and clear that. We also don't have any grid lines, so we'll go ahead and get rid of our grid lines. We'll go ahead and get rid of our column dividers because we don't need them. And we'll get rid of all of our grid lines. And we'll get rid of our 0 line. There we go. All right, that looks good to me. I like it. And let's see, do we have, how much space there? Yeah, that looks fine. All right. So now what we'll do is we'll just simply duplicate this. And we will take, we'll rename this to, what's our next one? Batting average. Okay. All right. So what we need to do now is we will remove this because we don't need that anymore. We will do this. Let's see. Oh, we need to calculate the average. BA, no we don't. All right, cool. So we'll do BA. We will sort, nope, we're going to sort this by batting average, which is BA. And we will duplicate this. And we'll do index BA. And we'll just do automatic. And we'll replace that. Oop. Okay, fine. We'll do this. We'll get rid of that. Do this. Make it discrete. take it here. And we need to edit our table calculation to just be on name. And just to make sure we're doing this right, descending on batting average. And we'll get rid of our, yep, we still need that. So we do need that, index, edit. So we do need this because we still have that in there. So we'll do that, and then there he is. He's way down there. That's okay. We're going to fix that. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to figure out a way to get this. We need to figure out a way to eliminate anybody. I think it's the top 5, right? Is it the 5 above and 5 below? Let's see. Yep, 5 players above and below. So what I'm gonna there's probably a few ways that we could do this, but what I'm gonna do is we'll go down here. Oh, we'll change our batting average, sum of BA. We'll change this default format to custom 3 decimal places. There we go. And let's see, do we have it as 0.2? No, it's not. Okay, so we'll need to take care of that too. So here's what I'm going to do. Number format, 3 decimal places, no display units. Now I'll go to custom and can I remove this? Will that work? Maybe it won't. Nope, it won't. All right. I was hoping that there was a way, instead of having to go create a calculated field that removes the 0. I was hoping that there's a way I could do it with. Let's see. Can I just do? What about this? No, I need my points here, there, and. How about that? Can I do that? Let's see. Yay! That worked. Good deal. So instead of having to create a calculated field, it would be like take the sum of BA times 100, and then that would give me an integer, and then I could change that into a string by adding a decimal, by concatenating it with a decimal place at the beginning, and all that kind of fun stuff. I'll just keep it as a decimal, as you saw here, number format. So what I did is I just went here first. I went to number format to get my number of decimals right. And then I went to custom and got rid of everything before the decimal place. Before the decimal place. So this is the positive batting averages. These are the negative batting averages. You can see there's no 0 before that. So that's how that dropped here. So lots of really cool custom formatting stuff that you can do if you know the right syntax. So, all right. Now what I need to do is I need to get a way to filter this, right? I filter this entire list to only show 5 above and 5 below whatever number you select, or whatever number is selected. So let's go here. Let's do calculated field, and I'm gonna do. Okay, let's think here. All right, so I'm just gonna start playing around. I have an idea I know what I want, what I need to do. I just don't know exactly the right way to go about it right now. So we're just gonna kind of play around. But here's what I'm thinking about. I need a way to put this selected rank on every single row, right? So every single row will have a 159 on it. Once I have that figured out, then I can create another calculation on top of that to subtract subtract this value from this value for each row, take the absolute value of it, and anything that is less than or equal to 5 should work. So that's my thought process. So now we just need to do it. So what I'll do here, create a calculated field. I will just do if selected player set. How's this going to work? If selected player set, then do a calculated field. If the selected value, then show rank, else false, then window max it. Yes, that's what I'm thinking, Sam. That's kind of how I've been thinking about it. So yeah, if selected player, then index so we'll do something like this, and then like he said, you got to wrap all that in a window max, and it needs to be index. So it's telling me that I can't combine non-aggregated and aggregated functions because window functions, indexes and window functions are by default aggregated calculations. So what I need to do here is just wrap the selected set in a max. So I'll keep it at calculation 1. I'll just put this as, I'll rename this as selected index all rows. And again, just for the sake of demonstration, we'll remove it after we get the calculation right. Bingo. Okay, but it's not putting it on all rows. It's only putting it on that. Let's see if we can't. Do we need to do this, something like this? Probably so. Yep, there it is. So I needed to account for the selected player dimension, right? So now 159 is on all rows, which is great. That's what we want. Now I'll create a calculated field that will be let's see, it will be the index BA minus selected index for all rows. I'll take the absolute value of this less than or equal to 5. Okay, so that's going to be a Boolean calculation. That's going to be my filter, my row filter. And now I can go in here and go to set this to true. Click OK. And there it is. All right. So there it is. And now I believe I can just take this away and everything works. Just like that. Pretty cool. All right, index BA, we need to do another number format. We need to do this. No decimal places. Prefix it with the number sign. Format. This was, we did medium, 11, black. Bring that in. There we go. Remove that. And now it's just a matter of duplicating this for all of the other oh, let's see, what we need to do is we need to go here. We'll get yep, there we go, below, copy, there we go, change this worksheet title to that, and then we need to add something in here for the selected player name. So that's pretty easy. That's just the player name is going to be if selected set, then player name, and what I'm going to do also is just wrap this in a max, because if you don't do it this way, then for each person that you select, you'll always have a null and a, if you don't wrap this in a max, the row level calculate, this would be a row level calculation, and therefore you would have a, whenever you tried to put this in the title, it would say multiple or it would say both, because you have the null values, which is the else, where the selected player select is not true, and you would have the selected player. But if you wrap this in a max, the one value is always going to be max, because null is not a thing. It's a concept, right? It's not a string value. So now I'll go put this on detail, and now I'll just insert that into my, and then change the, this guy right there will be that. And that didn't work. Why not? Because it says all. I expected that to be, I mean, if I do this, then that changes that. This goes up here. Yeah, I don't want that, because that makes it a dimension, and then that changes my row filter. So I guess what you could do, we'll just, again, do it the easy way, right? We didn't have any, we don't have any restrictions. We'll just do it the easy way. We'll call this player name, string value, current value is Ripken. Actually, yeah, it doesn't matter. Cal Ripken Jr. And then we also need to, we'll also have to go create a dashboard action, or a parameter action for this. Worksheet actions. Batting average. Oh, yeah. Take that out, because we don't want to select that. We could. Yeah, you could. It doesn't matter. Click OK. All right. Now we'll change parameter values. So player name title for the entire data source. Player name parameter. Name aggregation, none, keep that, good. And now when we go here, now we can just insert the parameter name. And well, that's really weird. I change that to a string value. Yeah, string. Cal Ripken Jr. If I bring that out here. Oh, okay, fine. Add it to detail. There we go. Whew. All right, so Sam asks, Could you do something like this? If in set, then player name, else null, then wrap it in an LOD? Yep, you could do that. That, however, would make it if you did that, it would make it a dimension. And if you throw that onto your sheet, that would change the partition of the set, and therefore your row filter, my row filter calculation, I would need to go in and account for that to have that compute using, or compute using would need to include that additional one. But that is also an option. So yes, you could do that. All right, so we'll go here. I'll duplicate this now, and now we're just a matter of duplication, right? So what do we get? What is our other thing here? On base plus slugging, and I think on base plus slugging OPS. Okay, so we'll do OPS. Here we go. Change this to OPS. Do index BA duplicate. We're going to duplicate it because we want this to have the same index OPS. Now, do you need to create multiple different index calculations? No. You can have one index calculation and then change the compute using and addressing, all of that stuff. It's at a per sheet level, so you only need one index calculation technically, but I like to have multiple just so that especially if you start doing any nested types of things, it could get confusing if you do that. So I like to have multiple for what I'm doing. So let's see. OPS, we need to copy. What I'm going to do is do a little work harder, not smarter. I'm going to go to number format for my BA. Number format. I'm going to copy this. Go to my OPS. Default number format, go straight to custom, copy that in, and just do that, right? So now, and then come in here and do sum of OPS, which is that. And now we will replace this, make that discrete, make that over here. We will clear the sort, edit the table calculation, name, sort dimensions, custom, OPS. And looks like that's not working the way that we want it to. Edit. Yeah, just automatic, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, is it the row filter? Yeah, it's the row filter. Right? So I need to have different row filters. So I need to duplicate this. And we need to index OPS. So maybe you do need separate calculations. Selected index all rows. Yep, so I need to do that one too. Before I do that, I'll do OPS. Duplicate. Edit. OPS. Selected all rows. OPS. Now row filter, edit, filter, this guy, and we'll add this guy. True. And we'll go in here and edit the table calculation. Index OPS, name, custom sort, OPS. And we need to set, because we're doing nested, right? We've got multiple, you have to set the addressing and partitioning for each table calculation in your calculated field. So when you have multiple, you need to set them the way that they go. So custom OPS, descending, edit, true, bingo. There it is. Now we'll do, yep, we've got that. There it is. Good. All right. So the last one we need to do here is, well, we'll go back and we'll do, copy that. There we go. All right. Now we just need to duplicate one more time. Home runs. HR, we know what that is, right? We know what home runs are. So we're going to do this, and do this. Well, it doesn't matter which one. Filter, selected rows, that, duplicate. Rename HR, and then we'll make sure, yeah, that's what I thought. So make this just automatic. Click OK. This HR, index HR. Oh. Now you need to update this one first. Edit HR. Rename this, not War HR, just HR. Yep. Here we go. All right, now we go here, and we'll go edit. Select HR, select HR. There. Change this to HR. Change this to HR. Oh yeah, can't do that. We'll get rid of this. Change that to index HR. Discrete. Change that. And we need to true. Oh, nope, not gonna like that. All right, so we need to compute use, edit table calculation, custom sort, not on this, but on HR. There we go. And descending. There we go. Let's see. Selected rows HR. Whoop. Row filter HR, that's it. It's gonna be just that for a minute. Edit table calculation, we've got that one good, but we need to do this one. Oh, come on. There we go. Up, down. Oh, nope, not that. Deepest, none, but we need to do this on HR. There, and now we need to re-edit our filter to only select true. And there we go. All right. Whew. All right, let's remove. I think what we can do, yeah, let's, what do we think about that? Yep, we need to remove. Let's format this. Let's remove our row borders and row borders like that. That looks good. And now we'll just copy the formatting of the sheet, paste it. What? Copy, paste, paste. Weird. Okay. Well, in that case, we need to go here, format this. Ah, did you see that? It changed because I did that because I've got all the actions working the right way, so that works. So that was good. Okay. Oh yeah, font is medium 11 black. There we go. And here, number, custom, nope, number, no decimal place, prefix, number sign. Font is medium, Tableau 11, black. There we go. Bring that in closer. There we go. All right. Jeff Bagwell. Very good. All right. War, Jeff Bagwell. Great. All right. Now, I think you guys know what to do. I'm just gonna go make a quick dashboard here. I'm not gonna go through the full creation of it because let's see. Let's make sure I do this right. Horizontal. Put in war. Now put in a vertical with batting average, OPS, home run. Distribute evenly, remove my color legend, and do entire view, entire view, entire view, and he said 15 by 11. That's a big one. 1500, 1100. There we go. All right. So now I can go select Mel Ott and everything changes. Exactly the way that I would expect. Oh yeah, remove header. There we go. All right. So there we go. Bingo bango. Cool. Yeah, the rest is just formatting of the dashboard, but I think we've got everything there. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you learned a few things. We used set actions. We used parameter action. We did some fun with table calculations. We maintained the rank, which is great. So we had some nested table calcs, which is always fun. Lots of great challenges on this one. So thank you, Kyle. This was great. If you enjoyed this, please give a like. Please follow. Please subscribe. It helps me out. So thank you all so much. Hope you all enjoyed something, and we will talk to you next week. I've got something fun in store for next week. Hopefully I can make it work. I'm not going to drop any surprises, and I'm not going to drop any teasers, but there may or may not be a special guest. We may or may not be doing something different than what we normally do, but that's all I'm going to say. So tune in next week. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll see you then. So thanks so much. Go forth and viz.